Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How is everybody? Welcome to another episode of Coping with Life. I'm your host, Scotty. Now, first things first, thank you so much for tuning in on this wonderful Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon, even if it is Wednesday. It's a good day. Happy Saturday. No matter what day it is for you, it's Saturday. And thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Now, I try and be a very positive person, but there's been a few things in the last week that have me kind of, down and not the best. But, so, positive spin, let's talk about it. So, I don't understand the point of yelling at people or being argumentative or just talking down to people or, being rude or mean. I don't understand. I mean, I've been a victim of bullying. And, I'm going to be honest. I've bullied people. After years of being bullied and abused, and I'm not proud of that. But it is something that needs to be addressed. That, I don't understand calling people names or saying things in derogatory manner, or even the whole 180 flip of attitudes. Like, an example, hey, I need help doing this. Would you be interested? And the response would be, no, I'm good. I have other things planned. And then other person would go, for all that I've done for you, how dare you not help me? It's like, I don't understand that. In my brain, with a lot of the stuff that I don't understand, and my life, I try to be very positive, very overly positive, and I don't, when I talk to somebody, I'm not wanting anything except, just a nice conversation. And, it's just hard for my brain of, why be negative? Why, especially why counter react, positive attitude with negative behavior? I don't understand that. And granted, a lot of people, get taken back with my overly honest and demeanor. I like being honest because my memory is crap, so if I lie, I won't be able to remember it in like 10 seconds. Because lying is easy. Remembering the lie is like not happening. But, why are people mean? And the attitude of when you message somebody or you call them up and it's like, what do you want? It's like, nothing? Okay, I'm gonna go do whatever. It's just hard for me to wrap my brain around things, and do I have to have reasons to do things? I live kind of spontaneous. I kind of just live to be happy. Uh, Now, it's just hard, you know, when I talk to somebody, or if I'm going to a grocery store or I'm out for a walk. I usually give a nice head nod or bring up a conversation. But, especially, you know, I try and make everybody's day better, especially when working at retail. I know that's not easy. You have to deal with so many not nice people and people who's trying to screw you 10 ways to Sunday. It's not, it's not the best situation. And so I try and be as cheery, even if I'm not personally in the right mindset. But I try and, be happy, be positive, have a good outlook on life. Because it's not easy. But it's the little things. And, little wins. And just smile. And try and have everybody have a good day and be safe. Because I mean that. Because, be happy, be kind. And, especially with, people in my circle, if they're having a bad day, I'm always going to be there. Especially in my sleep deprived state. And I will try and be accommodating. If they're having a bad day and they need to de-stress, it's like, I'll load up a video game. It's like, okay, punch me. It's like, at first, they were like, why? And now they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely needed that. It's like, yeah. When you know people very well and just the mannerisms, and I use my instincts a lot and common sense, which, let's be honest, most people don't have anymore. But I try really hard, even if I'm not doing well, to at least be there and try and spread the positivity, make somebody's day a lot better. And I mean it, because I've always been that way. I've always wanted to make people smile, even when it's hard for myself. But that's just something that I live with, and it's a lot easier to make other people's day than yourself, apparently. And, but when you have people who are mean, or, when you're talking about your life, and I had a message from somebody in my life, and I was proud. I was proud of my podcast. This exact podcast. This is something that I'm passionate about, and talking about my life, and I'm the thing that I go through. And they said, I'm not going to read everything that they said, and I'll be honest, it stung. But they said, in short, stop being a victim, and they were just saying, well, you need to stop complaining about how crappy your life is. And I'm like, well, I then responded with, well, have you listened to my podcast? They went, no. It's like, well, okay. A, thanks. Two, I wonder how amazing your life is to criticize my life. And I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to help people who may not have a voice to know, oh, this situation that I'm in is not the best. It's not the healthiest. It's kind of toxic. If you're in a toxic point, find better ways. And it stung, but at the same time, a lot of people think about it. If you're complaining about your life, you're playing the victim. And it's like, well, that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight because, a lot of people have said similar things. That's their point of view. I'm never going to change their point of view, so why try? And I get that in many different avenues, because I get to live a decent life, and a lot of people seem to be envious. And it's, well, I work hard. I do my best. Yes, there's a lot of things about me that I'm not proud of, but everybody is different, and it's, I'm going to bring up this analogy, this mindset example. So, what is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between spending $60 in spirits or alcohol, or spending $60 on a video game? To me, I don't really drink. I've talked about that in a previous episode, that sometimes I will, but I don't drink as much as I used to. But you find you're happy. And if I don't blame, I don't victim shame, but there's a lot of people who criticize my way of life, and yet they are spending hundreds of dollars on alcoholic beverages and complaining, but yet, and I've tried being there, and it's just one of those things where maybe it's a lose-lose situation, but my mind, my way of thinking is, where is the compassion? Where's the, if you want to talk about it, lend an ear. I always lend an ear, and I'm going to be honest. When somebody wants my opinion, I'm going to give them my opinion, and I'm going to tell them the truth. And a lot of people have got mad at me for speaking, you know, my opinion of the truth. And now, most of the time, it turns out that I'm fairly right, fairly accurate, but I am also wrong at times too. Not proud of those, but sometimes just being honest and saying how it is. Because I hear arguments and fighting a lot. And have we lost the ability to properly communicate and properly articulate the way we converse with people? And there's a lot of aspects I hate it to everything, especially my mind doesn't work a lot, especially when talking about negativity and being mean. And so when I do a lot of things, I don't like the negativity, and I don't know how people can understand and understand the concept that negativity and being manipulative or trying to get something, I don't understand that, and maybe gullible or strung along or whatever it may be. But it's like, can't we have compassion, and can't we genuinely be loved? And I'm tired of being yelled at for trying to always make people smile and laugh and brighten up their mood. And there's a lot of things out there that it hurts, because I genuinely want to make people happy, and granted, sometimes I make people mad, but that happens, and I will message people or reach out and try and live a great life, but then there's just people who, now, from my point of standing, they project the negativity, project the miserable things. They complain on social media or whatever it may be. And, it's a lot easier to complain on social media. This thing did this, or this person did that. It's easy. It's like, where's the communication? Where's the proper communication? And find the middle ground. Find a solution. And I'm one of those people who, it's hard for me to get over things. So my mind replays things over and over and over and over. And if I'm depressed, it tacks onto it. But, I try really hard to be positive, even when I'm waging a war with myself. And I think that's just a defense mechanism. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. But the one thing that I'm proud of is the people in my life understand that, I mean well. And sometimes, I can be a little too much, because I want everybody to smile and be happy, and sometimes in their life they can't handle that because it's not that easy. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm there for people, and I'm just, somebody who wants to, spread as much love and positivity to people. Because that's who I genuinely am. I really am somebody who really likes trying to bring the best out of people, motivate them. And, if, you have a project, or if you're doing something, or you're just needing advice, I will be there for you. I will motivate you. I will support any way that I can. Because, that's who I am. And, some people, for some people it's a one-way street. They want to take everything you give them, and they'll give you nothing. And I have a hard time with that. But that's the way that it is to most people, and they don't see anything wrong with that. And it is what it is, so I assume. And, everybody deserves good, and everybody deserves the best, and not be filled with toxicity. And it's just hard when you try hard to make everybody smile, and then you get crapped on because you're not being argumentative. You're not starting a fight. I am a man in my mid-30s. I'm tired of mind games. Tired, act like an adult. Have a conversation, or, be positive, and, smile more, and, love life. And it's not easy. And it's just one of the things where, why be mean, or why yell at somebody? I don't understand. And yes, I have. In the last couple months, I raised my voice maybe 3 to 4 times. But, I'm honest about that. And at that time, I felt that was the needed action. But I'm not trying to pick fights. I'm not trying to cause hatred. I'm willing to, open a dialogue, have a conversation. And, people go immediately to violence, or yelling out slurs or cursing. I don't see the point. Why? I honestly don't know why. I mean, maybe it's, my mind. But can't we just have conversation? Is that too hard to ask for. Now, granted, if you do have a conversation, they will say, well, I'm right, you're wrong. A conversation ends because they don't want to discuss where things went wrong. And it's because, when I was growing up, I was beat up a lot. I was, nobody did anything because I was expendable. But, I was bullied, and then I did a few bullying. Then I grew out of that when it was brought to my attention. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't like that. Thank you for letting me know. Because, if somebody tells me, hey, I don't like what you're doing, it's like, okay, well, what am I doing? And on that note, I'm an idiot. I'm going to say that. And when I ask a question, or if I do something, don't throw it back to me and blame me. Or it's like, well, you do this. It's like, well, talk to me. It's like, I don't understand. And it's not easy. Or when I would ask questions like, well, you asked that question 2 weeks ago, I gave you an answer, you should remember that. If I remember that, I would have not asked you the question. Well, that's a personal problem. It's like, okay. It's like, sometimes that is why you ask questions. And, especially if, sometimes it's easier to ask questions than go and not know what something means. And you can even go further. Like, I'm mad at you. Okay, what did I do? You know exactly what you did. No, I don't. And, how do you combat that? How do you talk that when somebody's not being rational and willing to speak? It's like, I'm not going to start a fight. I'm not going to be argumentative. And there's no point. It's hard. And these are just, there's no real context. There's just, examples of me trying to, find ways. But I don't understand why people have to be mean or rude. And, or just, it's one thing, but yet, if it's on the, if, somebody said something, but yet you say a similar thing back to them, and they get all argumentative, huffy puffy. They're perfect example. If somebody says, well, how tall are you? Well, I'm 6'5". It's like, oh, well, yeah, you're short. Well, yes. I definitely am okay with people calling me short at 6'5". So, okay. I'll go with that. I tower over people. It's hilarious. But it's just one of those things. I don't get it, but at the same time, I can only be me. I can only worry about myself. Because the way that I think of it is, don't criticize somebody else's way of life unless you have, skin in the game. You know what I mean by that? If you're in a relationship with somebody and they're not paying their bills and, not contributing to way of life, yeah, I think you can at that point criticize their way of life or try and do anything to get them going. But just generally speaking, it's, being rude or yelling at somebody for what they've done. It's like, I do hold grudges, and I'm honest on that. But I'm not mean to the person. If I see them, I'll be cordial and respectful. Because I'm all about respect. But why? I don't understand people being mean and people being jerks to people. Even if you're having a bad day, that doesn't give you a right to yell at a waiter for semi-seasoned fries. I don't understand that. But people are going to people. And I can do my part to make everybody smile and feel better and say jokes and smile and be loving me. Because I love everybody. I want everybody to do the best that they can and go forward and, and I love life. And even though life is not easy for me, and, I'm not getting what I want out of life, but at the same time, that's okay. Why? Because life is okay. I don't understand why people need to be mean or toxic or call people names. Like, get a hug from me, talk to me. It's life will find ways to kick you down, and hopefully you have a personal support system that will lift you up and not kick you down. Because I'm all about building people up, chase your dreams, live the best life, and do what you love. And love what you do. So that's been another episode of Coping with Life. I love each and every one of you. I support each and every one of you. Chase your dreams. Love life. If you want to support me, absolutely. You can go to anchor.fm/copingwithlife. But love life, smile, have a great Saturday. And just a word to the wise. Make somebody's day. Love life, smile more. And until next week, I love you, and I bid you adieu. Wow, that was another episode of Coping with Life. Woo-wee, that was great. Now, tell your friends and family and then people you may think needs to be lifted up or know that they're not alone. If you're not feeling well, please tell somebody. Because you're not alone. You matter. And we love you here. And just, smile and know that you're not alone. And we're all in this together. And try and find a way to smile. Thank you so much for another amazing week of Coping with Life. I'm your host, Scotty. And again, you can go to anchor.fm/copingwithlife.